Good afternoon. I have the wonderful task of opening all of this afternoon for you. You've gotten a bit of what we actually do at the faculty and in the department. And I'm happy to see so many of you join us online. So it's indeed a pleasure having your company, and we hope that we'll be able to explain things to you and give you a broader scope. But to do that, we're using staff members. You've just seen some of them on the videos. And I will start with first our head of department. My name is Dr. Selby Nichols, so I'm going to start with the head of department, Dr. Sharon Hutchinson. And she's going to bring you some welcoming remarks and a bit about what we do here. So without any further delay, Dr. Hutchinson, you may begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nichols. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Happy to see everyone here. I'm excited to welcome students, our prospective students, their parents, teachers, and other persons who are guiding you along. My task is very simple. I'm just here to let you know that this session is about showing you new, exciting careers that you may not have considered before. And this is the time and place now to really think about your future. The world is changing very rapidly, and you have a place and a part to play in that new world. Now, among those things, we recognize that you need to be versatile. So our career options, which I'll leave my other colleagues to discuss in details, they'll show you the versatility of our various career options. Also, our career options are in high growth areas. So we're talking about ways for you to make money and have a sustainable, sound career. We don't think that it will be anything that will box you in because you will be able to have diversity. You'll be able to choose from a wide range of career options, notwithstanding the choice of degree that you choose. So any of our degrees could take you in many places. And that part of it is actually very useful in today's world. We have both undergraduate and graduate degrees. So depending on where you are, there's something for you. And then for those of you who are finishing or in fifth form, we also have an option for you to come in right after fifth form, do a certificate, a one-year certificate, and then get entry into all our degree programs. So without further ado, I want to welcome you. I think that this is going to be a really, really exciting session. And the good part is you'll also have a chance to ask questions. When we get to the Q&A session, you can raise your hand, and we look forward to your questions in the chat as well as your other questions. Thank you again, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Hutchinson, for those welcoming words to our prospective students. We have several disciplines, as Dr. Hutchinson mentioned. Agribusiness and entrepreneurship is one of our flagship areas. And with us this afternoon is one of the lecturers in that discipline, Dr. Govind C. Prasad, to give you a feel about what we do here. And we do quite a lot, both here and within the region in these disciplines. So without any further delay, Dr. C. Prasad, if you're close by, you can take off your mic and welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nichols. I want to speak to our audience beyond agricultural economics and agribusiness. And I want to present to you maybe your flight manual, your ticket to the world, because what we offer in the Department of Agricultural Economics is your ticket to the world. And we could help get you there. We would give you that passport to get to the rest of the world. And we assist, what we do, we assist the Caribbean region through human development, human capital development. We develop the country's human resource, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, across the Caribbean and across the world. We help people to acquire competency. We enhance knowledge, skills, and capabilities for higher performance and higher productivity. So why are we doing where and what's the scenario? Because today the world is changing, and you cannot be static. You cannot sit here static in terms of, so you would be charting your own course, creating your own degree options. So today is characterized by a change in global workplace, change in demographics in the workforce, changes in societal expectation, and it. But most of all, your success is what really matters, and you have to chart your success, your path to success. Future challenges, what the world will be like. Remember, we teach you to function in the world. We may give you some skill, but your job hasn't been created as yet. So we the future challenges would be creation of a multimodal workforce, dual career couples, both husband and wife would be working. You might find yourself working in an airplane and working in hotels. That office wouldn't be there anymore in the future, and there would be declines of trade union. Um, you you and your friends would be multinational. Your friends would be people from across the world, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, not just um, within your town. And goods and services in the future, goods and services will be transmitted, not transported anymore. The world is moving digital. Your DNA would be your passport, and you will change at least 4 careers before you die. So how do you approach your career? What do you study? How do you approach it? And what you would find too is as you go along, think about it. Retirement will be removed from the dictionary. That word wouldn't be there. And soldiers would be geeks and computer hackers. You're seeing it already in today's world. And most of all, your job has not been created as yet. So while you're thinking about your career, remember your job has been created as yet. But many think it's an uphill struggle. But think about it. When you everything feels like an uphill struggle, just think about the view from the top. And we know quite well it's quite a beautiful view from the top. Um, why education? Why study? Because education creates value. You would become more productive, a more productive individual. And our task at the university is educating citizens to increase the country's productivity. We try to build our workforce. And in life, you may want to short circuit things, but let, face it, don't skip any steps. Your career now, you're looking at education, then career, then love, then marriage, and what else come after that. So what's next for you? University. At the University of the West Indies, we are quite open and willing and welcoming you. We want you to come and join us. And at UWE, I must tell you, you as a young student, you might be trying to think about what next. What is university all about? But university it's more than beating book. We work with farmers. We work with technocrats. We train international consultants. If you join us, we will train you into international consultant, where you can assess different technology. For example, this piece of work we did here was assessing hand-pollinated coconuts in Belize. So it's not just about what you may think about. Our career is quite different. We have field trips to different countries of the world. Here you see our students in Guyana, in Belize and different parts of the Caribbean moving across. So we offer all these in our department. We even carry students on field trip to California every year to the World Ag Expo. Um, and then what do we do? As agricultural economists, as agribusiness persons, we engage in different kind of analyses, right? So you may find a lot of your work might be based either in the lab or in the field, and these analyses. We also teach you to develop business plans. We assess different technology. That's what our program is all about. We also use drone technology to research precision agriculture. And by being a student, with us, by joining us, you meet people across the world. Even in front of the White House in Washington, you meet friends. You meet international scientists, great international scientists. And our programs, the agribusiness management, it it makes you an investor. You make your money from ag. You work in ag, you make your money from ag, and you could make quite a lot of money. And our entrepreneurship program allow you to run your own processing plant, to be your own business person. So economics, agribusiness, it's that part of agriculture, that business of agriculture that speaks about money and assessment of money. And it's more than that also, you also learn life skills with us. It's not just education and economics and business. You also learn life skills. And at UE, at our department also, you experience life, what it is all about. Education and life. You could also go and benefit from exchange programs in different parts of the world. Then you graduate after 3 years. You graduate. Our graduation ceremony. This is what it looked like, right? You seen, and then your opportunity to the rest to join the workforce across the world. So our business, we operate a applied science, both economics and business in the field of agriculture. We already feed the world. We are very proud of it. We we mentor young professionals. We build a legacy, and in the future, businesses will be done in the cloud. So we train persons to be in the future to be future multinationals. You would find yourself not working in St. Augustine, not working in Trinidad and Tobago. You would be a multinational working across the world. You may live in Trinidad and Tobago, you may party in the US, and you may be analyzing something in Australia at the same time. So that is what our agribusiness and our ag career is all about. And within the agribusiness sector, you have a whole lot of different disciplines: wholesaling, trade and logistics, sales representative. We have graduates from our department who are sales rep in the Middle East and former Soviet Union and all that. You could be ship chandlers, butchers, meat handler, agro-processor, hospitality, caterers, international consultants, factory managers. All these things are open to you. Just to tell you too that the agribusiness industry accounts for nearly 1/5 of the gross national product in the developed countries. It's the agribusiness sector is quite big. We may think it's small, but when you look at it, it's quite big, and it's one of the fastest growing sectors in the economy. And across the world, we need agribusiness people. It's one of the fastest growing areas across the world. So we have both that agribusiness degree, and we also have a major in entrepreneurship that is well subscribed. The major in entrepreneurship allow you to open up your own business and set up your own business. So what is different? We try to give you more than knowledge and skills so that you can hit the ground running by the time you graduate. And that is what the employers want. They don't want to train you when you reach there. When you reach in that workforce, you must be able to hit the ground running. And this is what entrepreneurs want. So I think I spoke for 10 minutes, so that's it for me. Over to you, host. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Dr. Sipasad. And participants, just remember you can use the chat feature, or you can use the raise hand on the reaction for any questions you might, you might want to pose to our panel at a later stage. So I think now we'll have a short feature. Joshua, student success story, short feature. So you can.
Hi, my name is Satyam Ramchan, and I'm the owner of SGI Productions Food Mobile Market. Welcome to my mobile market. As you can see, we sell a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, some of which came directly from our farm, for example, our kale. We also grow scythe, celery, parsley, Swiss chard, just to name a few. Intelligence skills gained while doing my agribusiness course at the University of West Indies equipped me with the necessary toolkit to successfully open my business today. If you have any business idea, I encourage you today to sign up with with the agribusiness management course. It helps me turn from a farmer into an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so we are open for any questions that you may have. Post them and we try to read them out of the chat, or you can raise your hand and we'll give you access to the mic to ask. So if there are any questions, please feel free. But I will start with one. Dr. Sipasad, what are the qualifications, the entry qualifications for these various programs that you have been mentioning a while ago?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nichols. Two CAPE subjects or A levels. The CAPE subjects could be Unit 1 and 2, or your A level or equivalent, or your undergraduate diploma in agriculture, or a certificate in agriculture. You could even come in with your diploma in agriculture from AKF, also, or certificate in human ecology, or certificate in environmental geography, or any approved associate degree and any other equivalent qualification.
Thank you. I see Priya, there's a hand up, Priya. Okay, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I have a question. I would like to pursue a few courses, about 6 courses within the agri department, right? Notably nutrition, along that line. So I would like to know what is the process for applying. And from what I gathered, I will be under specially admitted student because I did an undergraduate already a few years back. But I will also have to transfer from SOSI to the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. So I'd like to find out what is the process. And I'm seeing that I need to get supporting documents, which has to be certified. So can you clear that information for me, please? Thank you.
Head, would you want to take this question? Dr. Hutchinson, would you want to just take this
Yes.
question? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nichols. Priya, good question. I think it would be best we handling this on a case-by-case basis because you said you already have a degree and you just want to do about 6 courses. So normally what happens is the university allows persons to do up to 24 credits of undergraduate courses as specially admitted students. So that is something we take applications for. If you email us, we will guide you through the application process because there's an online application process to go through. And then we will walk you through which courses you can take because we have to make sure that you have the prerequisites for the courses that you wish to do. And one of our staff members will walk you through the process and ensure that you are able to do the courses that you need to do. Okay, so the email for our department is daee@sta.uwi.edu. That's for the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension. So that is the email to go to for any queries that anyone has. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Okay, Priya, was that satisfactory to your answer, or do you have another question beside that one, or clarifying what you require?
That's fine. I can send all my queries to the email address.
And we will be very happy to help you sort through some of it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions? You can raise your hands and we can see them, and we can try to answer them. There's a question whether or not GATE, this program is GATE supported, or what is GATE supported. Head, I'll have to refer again to you on some information about the GATE support for the various programs, especially under this agribusiness and entrepreneurship.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nichols. So all our programs that are BSc General, that would include the major in nutritional sciences, the major in food and food service systems management, the agribusiness management degree that was mentioned. We also have a major in agribusiness. So in case you don't want to do a whole degree in agribusiness management, you could just do the major. There's so those programs, and then there's also a specialized degree in human nutrition and dietetics, and all of these programs are gate approved. The one program that is not gate approved is the major in entrepreneurship. But what we do there is that persons who want to pursue the major in entrepreneurship, we bring you in as a major in agribusiness with entrepreneurship. And because the major in agribusiness is gate approved, you will get your gate funding. And then we will guide you through how to add the entrepreneurship major. So that by the time you graduate, you will have the entrepreneurship major along with the major in agribusiness. If you would like to do the major in entrepreneurship by itself, or you want to do a out of department major with entrepreneurship, then you will have to pay for the entrepreneurship. But we really encourage you to look very strongly at agribusiness with entrepreneurship so that you could get your gate funding. And also because a lot of the entrepreneurship that we are exposing you to is really entrepreneurship in the food sector, and the food sector is very, very wide. So when you think about even just Trinidad and Tobago, you know, you have your Nestle's, your Price Marts, all your supermarkets, all the agrochemical shops. Everywhere you look, all the retail businesses for food, restaurants, all of those are agribusiness. All of those are in the food sector, and it's a really big growth areas Dr. Supersad mentioned. So we know that there's a demand for jobs in this area. And so the students who've done the agribusiness with entrepreneurship, by and large, they have been quite satisfied with the combination of those two options. So I would encourage anybody to take that up as well. And Dr. Supersad could also add, you know, any other information he might want to at this point. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ed. We have one from Natasha Prasad, and Natasha is asking, so Patrice, you may be able to handle this. What is the process? Just elaborate on the nutrition teacher at the secondary school level. So if you can give a bit more information on that, that would be helpful.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so persons who would have pursued the BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics, they can choose to go on to do to pursue teaching as an option, as well as we have our human ecologies programs as well, which also give them that opportunity to pursue teaching at the home economics and nutrition level. Persons who do the BSc Nutrition and Dietetics, once they apply with the ministry, they would be guided on courses that they may need to pick up, which would be some of our textile courses, which are offered within our department. Persons who pursue the human ecology, they would already have exposure in these course areas. So they would also be able to apply for teaching within the area of home economics at the secondary level. So persons who do the nutrition and dietetics, they often have to do specified courses which are guided based on the Ministry of Education. They would give the, individuals the respective courses in which they need to come back as especially admitted to do those courses, and then they can continue. This is once they want to be promoted within the secondary level.
All right. Thank you, Patrice. Jewel has asked, how would the programs be conducted this academic year? What is the format we're going to be using?
Right, thank you, Dr. Nichols. We're actually waiting for final word on that. As we speak, the university is in consultation with the Accreditation Council Trinidad and Tobago and with the Ministry of Education to finalize plans for delivery in the next few months. Of course, the university is really trying hard to offer what we call a dual mode, which is where we have people in the classrooms while we're trying to stream, but we're not too sure as yet if that dual mode is going to roll out for all programs or just some programs. So one of the things we would like you to do is to email us so that you could be on our email list for any updates in this regard. And we want to be able to send you out information on this kind of a development as soon as we get it. All right, because we know there's some people, particularly persons who are living far from UE or in Tobago or on another island, who want to do a program, but they may not be able to travel, and they're waiting on that information to decide what to do. Part of the issue is that a lot of students have been asking to come back onto campus, and that they've missed that face-to-face teaching, that interaction with peers, that socialization over the last 2 years. And we can't deny that that is also part of the learning experience. So we've been listening to our students very closely, and we are going to, of course, have that face-to-face component. But what we want to look now at is how much simultaneous online delivery we could offer. So please send, contact us, allow us to contact you, send you updates, and as soon as we get something, which we hope to get in the next few weeks, we can let you know. Thank you.
Yes, and there's a question is whether the diploma in food technology and science, I'm assuming the rest of the question can be used to matriculate. And as far as I know, if the diplomas you might be referring to, those can be considered for entry into certain programs. Certainly, we've had students in the past who, for example, use those to matriculate for nutrition and dietetics. But again, it's a case-by-case basis. And it also depends on the GPA. So the GPA from that program is very important. We have a cutoff as to what is accepted and what is accepted with exemption from certain courses at UNE. So we could provide some further information on that to the particular person who asked the question.
Yeah, and we also would look at job experience as well.
And just a reminder that one post that the GATE program is really for nationals of Trinidad and Tobago. So the GATE program is not for persons who are not nationals, basically. Yeah. So just to remind you, when we say GATE, that is what we mean by it. Now there are many questions in the chat, and obviously we can't do all of them as fast, but we will try to respond to your questions, those we haven't answered at a subsequent point, probably after we finished the program. So we need to get on then to the second part of the delivery, which has to do with the programs in agricultural extension. And to present on those offerings, we asked Dr. Janelle Joseph to enlighten our audience and ourselves as to what the offerings are and what students are expected to get at the end of such a degree. Janelle, so once you're ready, you may start. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dr. Nichols, and good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to our presenters, panelists, as well as participants in this venture this afternoon. Today, I'm here to share a bit on agricultural extension and advisory services and what it means. I know some persons may be thinking or may be hearing of this terminology for the first time, and that's fine. And some persons may have already have some sort of exposure or experience in terms of what is agricultural extension. Now, I'm here to give a little snapshot as to what it is in the format of some pictures. So in terms of agricultural extension, right, what is it? It is a very interesting to agriculture in that it's considered as being one of the social sciences that is embedded or rooted within agriculture. Now, why do we say that? As an agricultural extension and advisory service provider, you have a very key and important role in terms of sharing knowledge, information, and advice. Knowledge sharing, learning, as well as listening to agricultural stakeholders, rural entrepreneurs, farmers, persons that you would interact in. We share knowledge, we listen, and we learn from each other in terms of technical areas. We may need some assistance in terms of enhancing crop productivity or their livestock productivity. And interestingly, there is a new move towards agricultural extension encompassing areas of agribusiness, which Dr. C. Prasad would have mentioned and shared so lovely on earlier on, agro entrepreneurship, And we also include nutrition and health information, communication, sharing there. So we have some images of agricultural extension agents interacting with stakeholders, and we also have some images here as well with some of our students who would have been while on field interacting with agricultural stakeholders. Agricultural extension also looks at skill enhancing and collaborating. So from our standpoint, we can consider ourselves as trainer of the trainers. Okay, so extension agents, they require training as well. And once you are exposed to the training that we offer within the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension in the area of agricultural extension, you are able to enhance skills, enhance your communication skills, enhance your presentation skills, enhance your collaborating skills, because you do need to interact with persons in order to share information, to advise them, and also to share knowledge. Agricultural extension is also about advising and holding discussions. We listen to our stakeholders, we listen to farmers, we listen to agro entrepreneurs, we listen to rural entrepreneurs, we listen to those persons who are involved or engaged in some sort of agricultural productive activity to advise them as to probably how to enhance their production, how to improve on their income earning potential, right? We even motivate them as well, because as you can well imagine, conducting a very important role of agricultural production, producing food for persons to eat, you need to have some sort of motivation as well in order to continue on. So we engage in discussions, we listen, and we provide feedback. We provide information that will be geared towards enhancing their productivity. This brings me to looking at some of the functions of agricultural extension. As mentioned earlier, we function in an advisory role. We function in the role of education and training. We function in the role of technology development. We also function in the role of information dissemination and research. At the University of the West Indies, Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, within the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, a lot of research is taking place that is geared towards enhancing agricultural productivity. And sometimes these research needs to be transferred to persons who it is really geared towards, right? The farmers, the producers. And as an agricultural extensionist, you are able to package this information and transfer this information technologies towards the end user, which we consider as our farmer. So within the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, what are the programs that you can sign up for to relate to agricultural extension? Well, we have the minor in communication and extension, and also hopefully in September, we'll be able to launch a postgraduate diploma. This is just, additional information for you all in climate resilient agricultural extension and community development. An agricultural extension agent is a very key factor within any agricultural production system. And I always like to end by giving this quote for consideration. If you eat, you are involved in agriculture. Everything we do evolves or revolves around food, right? We eat sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day. And sometimes, we may think that we don't have a direct relationship to agriculture, but in truth and in fact, we do. Just by our simple activity of having a meal, we are involving ourselves in agriculture. So I would really encourage you all to take up the challenge, take up the advice to probably come study agricultural extension, agribusiness, entrepreneurship, human nutrition, and dietetics within the department. Right, so that's the end of my presentation. I thank you for your attention, and if there are any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph. You remind me that at the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of the calls that were coming in from simple people was, how do you grow this? How do you do this? Things are attacking, they look this color, what should I do?
Yes.
And I think those show the importance of the kind of work that extensionists do, people who can help you at the point in time that you need it the most and could transform your production. So it is indeed one of the disciplines where we're able to communicate the important issues in agriculture. If there are any questions, you can post it in the chat, as I said, or you can raise your hand, and once we can see it, we will we'll try to answer it. There was a question I saw earlier on about postgraduate programs. Head, I don't know if you want to, it spoke of agribusiness, masters in agribusiness. So I don't know if you want to take that. It was a question earlier on, but I thought it was a question that we probably need a response to.
Okay, thank you. Well, on the subject of graduate programs, as you know, we always want people to come in at the basic level, certificate in human ecology, which could go straight from CSEC straight into that 1 year full time. And after that certificate, you could get into any of our programs to get you to that Bachelor of Science in 3 years. But then for persons who already have a degree or an associate degree or relevant experience combined with degree, diploma, associate degree, or something like that, then of course we really want you to consider doing more studies. So not just more studies for more studies' sake, but a really professional development. And that will take you now into the areas of our postgraduate diploma in climate resilience that Dr. Joseph just mentioned. That's one of those, and that's just a 1 year diploma. It will be blended, which means that most of the courses are going to be online. So coming back to that question of how things will be offered, that is one which we're trying to really get started in September of this year. We are at the point of pushing through finalizations of approvals at the UWI level. But all the 7 courses there, 6 courses will be online, and then the last course is a practicum course that you do wherever you are in the world. And that practicum course is where you'll be looking at a community development problem or a problem by a Ministry of Agriculture or Social Development Ministry that could utilize agricultural extension tools and techniques. So that is really something to look out for. We also have our MSc programs. These are self-financing, as are many of the graduate programs that are coming up now. And the MSc is in marketing and agribusiness and agricultural economics. And for those who are more interested in research degrees, we also offer MPhils, which are Master of Philosophy, and PhDs, which are your doctoral in philosophy degrees for more extensive research in the areas of agricultural extension, human ecology, which incorporates that human nutrition and dietetics, as well as agricultural economics. So again, we really encourage you to email us for more information, because you may not be sure which one might be the best fit for you. And so we are able to have a one-on-one Zoom meeting with you to go through where you are at and what your interests are in terms of career development. So Dr. Nichols, I hope that answers your question as well. Thank you.
Yeah, certainly. And we have placed the email, the address for emails to be sent to the department. It's in your chat. So you can use that to get some more information on anything of interest to you. So now we're going to look at the third area that we have in the department, the 2 sets of programs, and that will be the human nutrition and dietetics and related programs. And we have Ms. Patrice Prout. And Patrice, you can come on whenever you're ready and let us hear a bit about what these programs can offer our potential students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nichols. Good afternoon, everyone again. So I am Patrice Prout. I'm also a member of staff within the Department of Agroeconomics and Extension. I'm also a past student within the department. So I would have done the BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics, went on to do a 1-year diploma to become a registered dietitian. And I'm now currently pursuing a postgraduate program, PhD in human ecology. So nutrition and dietetics is a place for you. So nutrition and dietetics is one of the key programs that is offered within our department. We have heard about our agribusiness and our extension programs, and nutrition and dietetics is one of our programs that is also offered within this department. So why is dietetics important? We are continuously seeing increases in health complications within our population, and diet is usually the fueling factor for some of these conditions, so poor dietary behaviors. So having an understanding of dietetics and its role within the day-to-day affairs of individuals is important. So nutrition and dietetics provides that dynamics in which students learn about nutrition as well as how it applies to the day-to-day affairs within individuals and how they can guide persons appropriately in making healthier food choices and preventing as well as managing certain health complications that they may already be encountering. So what are some careers relating to nutrition? We have clinical dietitians. So you can, after pursuing a 3-year program within the BSc of Human Nutrition and Dietetics, you can pursue a 1-year diploma in which you would now become a registered dietitian once you successfully complete this program. So that program provides you with a lot of exposure. So the first semester is theory being offered, where you get all of the theory done within that semester, and then from January until August, you are actually interacting with the dietitians and preceptors within the different areas of food service, clinical nutrition, as well as community dietetics. So within these areas, persons get exposure as to how dietetics would influence the food service aspect, as well as within the hospital settings, when we have patients, how we would interact with patients and be able to guide them appropriately and to be able to work with the medical team to provide the best care for our patients. At the community level, we have a lot of outreach programs being offered, whereby persons within the dietetics department have community outreach programs such as health fairs and other events whereby they can interact with members of the community to be able to provide them with that nutrition information in the prevention and management of different conditions. So apart from clinical dietetics as well as community, you can also have your own private practice, as well as you can work in the food and nutrition industry. You can also work as a food service dietitian, as I would have indicated before. That is a key aspect of dietetics. Persons don't always branch off into dietetics, but they can have an interest in research and education and branch off into those areas as well. And there's a lot of room for development within those areas. Persons can also consider food technicians. There are individuals who would have started off with a BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics and branch off into medicine. In the future, home economics teachers, entrepreneurs, public health nutritionists, as well as food technologists are some key areas in which our graduates have branched off after starting off with a BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics. So it provides you with a lot of opportunities, not just sticking within the nutrition area, but you can also branch off into other areas. So what are some of the programs that we offer that fall under our nutrition program? We have a certificate in human ecology. We have a certificate in food service supervisory training as well. We have a BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics, majors in family and consumer sciences, as well as nutritional sciences, foods and food systems management. We have a minor in sport nutrition, as well as our diploma in institutional and community dietetics and nutrition. And at a postgraduate level, as our head of department would have mentioned before, we have our MPhils in human ecology and PhD within human ecology. So what did my BSc in nutrition and dietetics provide for me as an individual? So we would have gotten all of the information relating to academics, but what is this program? What opportunities can this program open for you? So it has opened up a host of opportunities for me. So at the postgraduate level, I would have had opportunities to go to different conferences to present work that I would have done while at the student level, as well as I've also had the privilege of working with Nestle as a nutritionist, where I did a lot of community outreach programs with them to provide that nutritional information to the general population. as well as I also embarked on doing my own community outreach programs based on the knowledge that I would have gained throughout the program and the exposure it gave me that confidence to be able to go into the communities and to be able to provide these nutrition related advice and guidance to individuals. So nutrition and dietetics is not just about getting the knowledge, but it also opens up doors and opportunities for you to be able to provide what you have learned to the persons who really need it, which are the persons within the community who may not actually come to the doors of the University of the West Indies. So thank you very much, and I hope this presentation was very informative and it would have piqued your interest in pursuing a BSc Human Nutrition and Dietetics. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Patrice. Thank you for that overview of the programs. I think we will have a short video. Joshua, thanks.
Hi guys, my name is Candida Khan, also known as Didi on social media. And I'm a dietitian, nutritionist, and healthcare professional, which basically means that I'm a wellness coach and a lifestyle expert. And what I'm about is basically helping persons to achieve their health goals through lifestyle changes. I am a past student of UWI in Trinidad and Tobago and in Jamaica. I did my BSc in nutrition and dietetics, and I did the diploma to become a registered dietitian in Trinidad, and then I did my master's in nutrition in Jamaica. And my aim is to prevent and reduce chronic diseases in Trinidad and Tobago and the world through lifestyle changes, because health is wealth and you can't do anything without it. Honestly, what I've learned is that you want to stick to your passion. If you want to become happy and healthy, you want to make sure that you do what's best for you at all. For me, the base of my work came from my educational background, and I needed that in order to start my own nutrition consultancy and then branch off into creating products and services that are focused on helping persons with their health. And let's help to prevent and overcome lifestyle diseases together. I'm building an empire, so join me. Not knowing what I wanted to do and ended with a drive and a passion that motivated me to do everything that I've accomplished so far, which is really amazing, and I'm super happy and thankful for it. Sometimes you really don't know what you want to do in life until you try different avenues and see what works for you. Where's your passion? Where's your drive? Where's your energy moving towards? And then follow it. Check out the nutrition program at the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. You never know what could happen. Join me.
Yes, thank you, Joshua, for that. Sure. So if there are any questions that you may have on what you just saw on the last presentation, please feel free. We will try drop the question in the box. There's also information in the chat on some of the qualifications necessary for entry into these programs, right? So we have the in the chat, so you can also check there. But if you have any questions and you want to voice out, please do so. Just raise your hands and then you may voice out. And I just wanted to add a bit to where we are going, because one of the things I didn't see in before is people talking about where people can go with some of these nutrition and dietetics degrees. And quite a few people end up in academia as lecturers like myself or assistant lecturers, not just here, but abroad also. We have quite a few of our students who have gone to various parts of the world. And they would have taken graduate degrees, having left UWI at London, Imperial College, McGill. So we have Toronto. So we have students who have gone and performed very well at those places and on international scholarships, such as the OAS scholarship, such as the Commonwealth scholarship. So we've had several students over the years with this degree proceeding further to further their education on several of these international scholarships. So I just wanted to add that to the mix, And to also say that while you're in such programs, all these programs, there are opportunities for bursaries and scholarships of that sort. So you need to keep reading, and once you're in, try to get that information. Your guild, if you're in, your student guild can provide with a lot of those information, but you can read about those online at our site as well as University of West Indies site. So I just wanted to tag that in. There are opportunities that exist while you are training. So I just wanted to add that. And so if there are no questions, I would ask our head to provide some closing remarks. But as I said, you can always post your question and we'll try to get back to you. So head, I will ask you to give some closing remarks. We're almost at 5 o'clock, so
Thank you, Dr.
please
Nichols.
feel free.
But I do see a hand from Dwayne Virgil.
Hi, good afternoon. I had posted it in the chat. Do your faculty cater for mature students who may be interested?
For sure. So across UWI, and particularly in our faculty, we are very interested in helping mature students also get a professional development that they need, but it's of course going to be on a case-by-case basis. So again, I would encourage you to email us, let us know, what industry you're in, what your job background is like, what your educational background is like, and then we can kind of help you decide which career options are really best for you in terms of professional development, and then what programs would then fit what you have. But certainly, yes, we have, while most of the students at UWI are younger students just out of high school, we do have a significant cohort of mature students, persons who are working already. They may not want to leave their jobs. They may just want to do the degree part-time. We have that option as well, that part-time option. But part-time does not mean evening only. Our part-time means you have less courses to do each semester. You'll take a bit longer to finish your degree, but some of the courses may still be on offer during the day. Now, the good news is with some of the programs that are blended, then classes are recorded. You can access the recordings later on, so that you don't have to always be in the classroom when it's live, when the session is live. And that's certainly one of the things that the students have enjoyed over the last 2 years while we were delivering wholly online. And in fact, quite a few students have been able to take advantage of what's been going on in the last 2 years to actually kickstart their degrees and get 2 years done already. So it's not too late. It's never too late to start and advancing your career through another learning opportunity. And one of the things that Dr. Siperson said at the beginning, which I want to get back to, is that for many of you, your job hasn't been really created yet, because the nature of jobs these days is that what we know as traditional jobs, some of those traditional jobs may not be available in 5 years' time. By the time you finish your degree, new jobs may open up. You may find a new way to marry ICTs, for example, IT technology with what we're teaching you, and you could create your own growth areas. So, and then the whole area of education, nutrition education, entrepreneurship education, agribusiness education, in addition to the traditional agricultural education. People want knowledge and they want information, they want it at hand through social media platforms, regular traditional media, your radio, your TV, and so forth. They're still there, but more and more people want information packaged in a way that is accessible to them and that fits what they need. So I really encourage all mature students to also contact us, because yes, we have had a lot of students, mature students, come in and do very, very well. Yes. So unless there are, thanks, Dr. Siprasad. So I see he's also putting the issue of climate change there.
And I will also add to that that the mature student, your experience is taken into consideration during matriculation. When we are matriculating, they look at the experience, because we know sometimes persons have left school a while ago, but their life experience has given them a lot of practical knowledge in the area, and those things are taken into consideration. So that is also a plus. There's a question, the access to international students. What is the process for international students? I think this is, the person said they're from Haiti and they've asked that question. Yeah, so.
Okay, great. So again, we can walk you through the online application process. We've had Haitian students in our department in the past. Sometimes they came as a group, sometimes they came as single students, and we can help you answer your questions about accommodation, teaching and learning experience for you. So that is fine. The fee structure for international students is a little bit different to the fee structure for local students or regional students. But again, we can help you go through that. And what we can tell you for sure is that the fees at UWI are still among the lowest you will find in this part of the world, no matter where you look. Our fees are extremely competitive. Even when you compare UWI St. Augustine with UWI Mona and UWI Capel, St. Augustine is still the cheapest campus to be at. So please note that that is a big thrust for you to come to study with us. But one of the things, I really want to, yes, we've had students from as far as Timor-Leste, Papua New Guinea, and so on. And, we've had exchange students as well from Canada, from the US, from the UK. We have professionals, persons who won scholarships come and visit the department for a semester at a time to do research with this staff. So we've had really, really good experiences. And one of the things that we really are offering in our department is the ability to marry different disciplines. So we're focusing on building your own business. Some of our graduate students have their own cassava cereal business. For example, they did a human nutrition and dietetics degree, and then I think coming out of a department that focuses so much on entrepreneurship and business, they recognize, okay, they can do this. And so while they were with us, they developed their business plan and so on. And then during the pandemic, the business took off and they're doing well. Only today in the Express newspaper, one of our past graduates, Jai Ramprasad, he was featured sharing a package of grapes with the ambassador from Chile, from Argentina, sorry. And this is because we now started to import, grapes and apples from Argentina at a lower cost than we did previously. And the point is that he's an agribusiness consultant. And so he was able to find new markets for business owners here, supermarkets and so on. So, we have people in the field who pass through our programs and they are working. They might be a bit quiet. I don't think they're loud enough, but they are certainly there. So check out your Express, today's Express for that. So we are the people behind getting food on the table. We are the people behind getting you safe food. We are people behind getting you nutritious food and building your own business. And today's world, you realize there's a lot of food delivery service. There's a lot of demand for advisory services. What do I eat? I have diabetes. What portion should I use? What should I avoid? These are things, people have been building their own business clientele, working alongside doctors and business places to advise clients on these things. And that demand wouldn't go away, right? How do you get the food that people want to them in a way that they need it? Doesn't have to be a plate. It could be packaged, processed. It could be fresh. Again, people are getting into these businesses and making a lot of money. So we are not telling you anything about being poor. This is about making good money. I think you heard the word money a few times well in the presentation. That's because that's what we really are about. You have a sustainable livelihoods with careers that we offer and dynamic careers. So our people, as Dr. Nichols said, are all over the world. We are confident when we say that, right? They've worked in large multinationals in areas of trade, agricultural education, just to name a few. But that bringing together these disciplines is really what we are about. Okay, so we have a website, we have a Facebook page as well that we like you to visit. And we now building that Facebook page, but as we get more information, we're gonna put it on that Facebook page for you. So follow us on Facebook, check out our website, and certainly we look forward to getting your emails, because one other plus with our department is that we will hold your hand in the application process. I know the application process can be a bit daunting because you're seeing a big website for you and you're not sure where to start. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And then when you're sort of inundated with, okay, this application process, we can help you along that process and make sure you're making our programs your first choice programs. And we want to welcome you in September at the next academic year. Okay, so with that, I say thank you for coming. We want to have a repeat of this session soon. So people who may have had friends, family members who missed it, please tell them what they missed. Invite them to look out for the next session. We could send the information in the next session to you so that you could share it as well among your networks, because I'm sure you know somebody who should have been here and who couldn't make it for some reason. That's okay. We're going to do a repeat of this soon. In case you have a question that you remember after today's session, you can email us or come to the next session with more questions. That's fine. But we really think we have something really good to offer career-wise. Okay, so have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming.